What is up, everybody? We are here today to discuss and rank Psylocke's Hero Kit. Each card we're going to rank individually from a scale of 0 to 4 on basically the card itself and kind of how it contributes to the rest of the pack. I took her through all 4 aspects against Unis. She won 3 out of 4. She lost against Justice. Moving forward, please know this is my own opinion. And like I said, these are all ranked on my first impressions and against the 4 games of Unis. So let's get into it. Her hero card I marked as a 3. She's a 1/1/2 Psi Energy Control Interrupt. When you choose one of Psylocke's basic powers, thwart attack or defense, flip 1 Psi Energy upgrade. Hand size 4, hit points 10. Now I can see why she's a 4 because her Psi Energy upgrades, there's 2 of them. They're permanent. And are they permanent? Anyways, they give you resources, so that's why her hand size is 4, understandable. Now, just looking at it, for her thwart and attack to be higher, it all depends on what side the Psi Energy upgrade is on. So that's kind of an interesting concept of where you want to be. So she's either she could be a 3/1/2, 1/3/2, or 2/2/2, which is a pretty good stat line if you overall thinking about it. But I think the fact that you have to have other cards to pretty much bump her up in her hand size is why she's a 3 out of 4. Her alter ego is also a 3, right? Yeah. 3 cost recovery, that's normal. Put your energy upgrades into play, so yeah. And her action exhaust Psi Energy upgrade. Shuffle 1 psionic card from your discard pile into your deck, which is really good, especially since you want to use most of those as much as you can. So that's why she's a 3. And now moving on to the Psi Knife. And Psi Knife and no images there. Okay, that's fine. Psi Knife and Psi Katana I'm ranking together. So that is actually going to be a 4 wherever they are. There it is. Because this is like the kind of bread and butter of her kit. So the knife, you get +1 thwart. And when you exhaust it, you generate a mental resource. You may flip this card when you use it. And then Katana is the same, except you get +1 attack and you gain piercing. And instead of a mental resource, it's a strength resource, and you may flip this card. So you've got two resource generators off the bat on the board right there, which is very nice to have. Basically, you can alter her basic powers by deciding what you want to do on your turn. So you have a wide variety of things to do, which is why these are a 4. Moving on to Angel. Angel I put as a 3. There it is. What is that? 3, 1, 2, 3. Usually I prefer like 3, 2, 2, 3 for a 3 cost, but it is what it is. But I think it's because it's his response. After you play Angel from your hand, you ready your identity. Sadly, it's a one-time thing. He doesn't have a continuous one, but it's not a horrible card to get out there if you're trying to go for the full blow and you have 3 attack with piercing. You can attack twice. It's good. Wild resource. Flurry of Blades. The card that I enjoy the most. Which one is this? Okay. This is a 4 in my book. 3 cost event. Attack. Deal 2 damage to an enemy. For each Psi Knife you control, choose an enemy and confuse it. For each Psi Katana you control, choose an enemy and deal 2 damage to it. So before you even play it, you can decide what you exactly want to do. You want to deal more damage, or do you want to confuse an enemy that's out there? It all depends on how you want it. There's a lot of flexibility with her, which I think is pretty unique, but also can be very challenging. Moving on to Mental Detection. This is going to be the same thing. This is a 4 as well. Mainly because of the variety of things you can do. 2 cost event. Remove 1 threat from a scheme. For each Psi Knife control, remove 2 additional threat from that scheme. For each Psi Katana control, you can draw 1 card. Mental resource. So it's a 2 for 5 thwart as long as you have Psi Knives, which is really good. Or it's 2 for 1 plus 2 cards, which is still pretty good. So this is a 4 because there's so much variety you can do. You can even do thwart for 3 and draw 1 card, however you want to play it. Moving on to Psionic Redirect. That is another 4. What's it look like? I actually like this picture too. That's actually a really cool picture. Anyways, 2 cost event, Hero Interrupt. When you would take any amount of damage from an enemy attack, prevent 2 of that damage for each side katana you control. Prevent 2 additional damage for each side knife you control. Confuse that enemy. Mental resource. Another thing, another variety. You can prevent 6 damage with this card, as long as you have the katanas out, which is super strong, I think. Or you can confuse the enemy that you're attacking and defend for 2 or 4. And it's a defense card, so you don't even have to defend when you do that. Just when you're taking damage. Very good card. Telepathic Suggestion. This one is another 4. Here up. When you reveal a card from the encounter deck, cancel its 1 reveal effects. Cool, that's cool. That's always a great card, but then the Psy upgrades. For each side katana you control, choose an enemy and deal 2 damage to it. For each side knife you control, choose a scheme and remove 1 threat from it. So when you get a 1 revealed card, play this. You can either deal 2 damage to an enemy, so a total of 4, or you can remove 2 threat from scheme. So not only are you negating an encounter card, you are also doing stuff to the board, which is awesome. Moving on to Training Regime. Now I never play these cards because I didn't like them, but I kind of looked at them and I was like, okay, this makes sense and can be very powerful if played right. So Training Regime. This one is actually a 1. I'm not really a fan of it. Action: exhaust training room. Search your deck for a skill card and add it to your hand. Shuffle. If you're in hero form, discard 1 card from your hand. Strength resource. Now this is very good, but there's only 3 skills in your deck or in her pack. Now if you grab in other skills from other aspects, then this card becomes a lot better, which I didn't think about when I was ranking it. So we're gonna leave it as is. But I didn't use the skills that often. I'm more so focused on her event cards than anything else. Moving on to Martial Arts Training. Martial Arts Training is a 3. 1 cost upgrade. You get +1 defense, and after you defend against an attack, you discard this, and you ready Psylocke. So it's basically almost indomitable from the protection, except you get the +1 defense. So decent card. It sucks that you have to discard it, but at least you get a ready up afterwards. Psionic Training. That is going to be a 2. Psylocke ignores the guard and patrol keywords. Hero response: after Psylocke thwarts, discard Psionic Training. Confuse an enemy. Mental resource. So at least while I was playing Unis, I didn't really have to focus on this too much, guard and patrol, so I never played it. But I played it once though. And after I did play a thwart card, I had to discard it and confuse an enemy. This is where the power is, I think. That's why I gave it a 2. Now, if I was playing someone who had more guards and patrols, this may be higher because of this passive ability. But right now, it's a 2. Moving on to the last, Weapons Training is going to be a 3. 2 cost upgrade. Psylocke gains Retaliate 1, which is always good. After Psylocke attacks, discard Weapons Training and ready each weapon upgrade you control. Strength resource. So Retaliate 1's always good, but I feel like you're always attacking, or you're always wanting to attack, because she has quite a lot of attack events. So this one's not going to stay out for very long, but it does give you the option to ready each weapon upgrade you control. Strength resource. Now what I realize is this is a hero response and not a forced response. So these numbers that I rank these might change in the future, because hero responses, if you choose to, like if you want to ready your upgrades. So these are actually a lot better than I think, because you can just leave them on the board and never do the hero response. Have Retaliate 1 the whole time, +1 defense, and ignore guard and patrol. Yeah, for sure. Alright. Moving back, that is all her hero cards ranked. Now that I went through and talked about them, I think some of them a lot stronger than I think they are. Like, her hero kit is good, but I don't know how I feel about it just yet. I'll have to play more with her, and I'm always excited to play heroes all the time. I love this game. But the ranking I'm going to be giving her is going to be, where is it? Right there. 8.5 out of 10. Really good kit, I think. It kind of meshes well together. I rarely played any aspect cards in my games. I'm mainly focused on her hero cards. Other than that, Let me know what you think her good cards are. What cards you think are bad. What would you rank her out of 10? Let me know in the comments. Please like and subscribe, and we will see you next time. Deuces.